Hi, I'm Aaron Runk, and for those of you that know me, I've gone through some changes in the past year and a half. And for those of you that don't know me, here's a little sneak peek of what I used to look like. Yep, that was me. That was me at 270 pounds. Okay, now, after a year and a half, here's me now. Big changes. Alright, so all I'm wanting to do today is just kind of tell you how I got to those changes. First of all, I wasn't unhappy with how I looked. I wasn't unhappy with how I was living. I was just, I guess you could say I was just living my best life and eating whatever I wanted to, okay, without worrying about anything else. Here's the deal. If you are planning on doing any kind of weight loss, anything like what I've gone through, you have to know why you're doing it first. As you can tell, I have my support team right here, and my wife as well, and we decided that we needed to be healthier. That's all it was. So if you're gonna make this decision to lose this weight, make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't lose this weight because someone's telling you, hey, you need to lose weight, you'd feel so much better, you, okay? You got to remember something. It needs to be I want to. So that's how mine started. I want to run around with my children. I want to run up them bleachers. I want to go run through the track. I want to do all these push-ups, okay? I want to do all this stuff with them. I want to be able to go run the marathons, okay? Here's the deal. All I wanted to do was just be a better me. And that was it. Plain and simple, all right? So to start off, what did I do? All right, now that you know a little bit about me, I'm going to kind of tell you what all entailed with my journey to get from 270 to 200. All right, that's a lot of weight. All right, that's like me losing two of my children. You know, that's like two of them just falling right off of me. So it was a really big lifestyle change. Okay, and when I say that, what I did was I did the keto diet, which it wasn't a perfect keto diet, because I was taking in some of those carbs, and you guys can research all this keto diet all you want. There's lots of ways to do it. But the way I was doing it is I've actually put a link in the description below that actually shows a lot of the meals that I was eating. And you can see that there's stir fries, there's a lot of grilling and smoking options. I mean, there's a lot of really good foods. There's also a lot of restaurants now that are offering keto friendly meals, so it'll be a lot of research. You know, you'll have to find the place that you really like, you know, the foods that you really like. And if you'll notice in my description on these meals, I don't tell you how to prep the meals. I don't tell you exactly how to cook the meals. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to tell you how to do how I did it. I want you to do it the way you want to do it. All right. So what I mean by that is not everybody likes their chicken extra crispy. Not everybody likes their steak grilled. Some people like to bake their food. Some people like to just do straight out of the bag. It's not wrong, as long as you're monitoring the right things and you like what you're eating. There's nothing worse than not liking what you're eating and then trying to do this for so long. Okay, so now that you have an idea of what I'm eating, what in the world was I doing? Was I working out? Was I running up the bleachers? Was I pumping weights in the gym? Was I on that treadmill for hours? No, I wasn't. In fact, the first 6 months, from April 1st to September 1st, I did nothing but just stay active. Now, when I say active, I don't mean I was working out. When I say active, I mean I built a deck on my front porch. I built a ramp. I played with my kids. I just built something. A lot of it was the honey-do list that I finally was like, okay, we're gonna knock this out, okay? But a lot of it was going to the zoo, a little bit of walking here and there, all right? So I wasn't really huffing and puffing doing all this stuff. I was just making sure that I was keeping my mindset off of eating, which is something I really like to do, okay? We have a lot of good foods to choose from, and they're not hard to get your hands on. So one of the things that I really like to stress to people is find out what you like to do. Okay, what I liked to do was to build stuff. I liked to get a hobby. I liked to clean. Okay, I kept my car clean. I kept my house clean. I cleaned the outside of my house. I was cleaning my yard. I was finding something to do. All right, and I've got a list of things right here that show you your children. If you have children, you have a built-in fat burning tool. If you don't have children, find someone to make children with, because guess what? That activity is a fat burning tool as well. So just find out what it is you like to do and go with it. Just run with it. It might take you a month or two to get into that groove. Okay, so for example, with mine, I had to go a month of just eating that keto and getting it into my system and getting my brain used to what I was eating, and then my body finally caught up. Okay, I had a headache for 2 weeks. You know, it's called, you get into that cycle where your body's transitioning from using carbs to fuel your body to not using that, to using those fats, you know, avocados. I mean, I was eating all kinds of stuff. I mean, just straight avocados, peanut butters. I mean, there are going to be carbs in a lot of the stuff that you eat, but at the same time, if you can reduce those to a minimum. Someone told me I was doing dirty keto, which means I was taking in about 60 to 70 carbs a day, and I tried to stay between 40 and 50 is what I was trying to do. But because I was staying active and I was taking in those dietary fibers, man, it really helped. So here's the thing about keto, if you haven't already researched it yet. There's something called a whoosh effect, which means you're gonna stay about the same weight for at least a week or two. I mean, and that's very discouraging, because you're eating right, you're doing everything correctly, you're taking in all this water, and all of a sudden you just drop 4 or 5 pounds, just immediately just drop the weight. And then it's like another 2-3 weeks of just like, all of a sudden you're like, I'm not losing any weight, why am I still eating like this? Now some people, it's going to vary. Some people might lose, you know, 3-4 pounds every week and a half. You know, for me, I would weigh every week and I would lose, you know, maybe 1 or 2, and then every 2 weeks I'd all of a sudden just drop like a 4-pound weight. And it was interesting, because I wouldn't feel that much different, but what's happening is your body is just flushing it out, and there's nowhere for anything to go except out. So what's great about that is your body is burning the fat. It's not burning the carbs, it's burning the fat. And another great thing about this keto diet is, once you're in the keto diet and you're pushing through and you're eating right, you're not gonna be very hungry all the time, which is interesting because I feel like I am always hungry. And another part, a good part about this is, whenever you're eating, just those little tips and tricks that you can do, that little extra, like when I was eating burgers, you know, right before I'd eat the burger, I'd put a little bit of avocado oil on there, or vegetable oil, just a little bit of something, or, you know, a dab of your favorite sauce, you know, depending on what it is. It can be these regular sauces that you're used to, but just remember, they're high in sugar and high in carb. But if you've noticed on grocery stores, they've started changing a lot of that. There's a lot of these companies coming out with very healthy sauces that taste almost the same. You wouldn't even notice it. So, you know, I love chips and salsas. Salsa's not terrible for you, but all those chips are. You can go to the store and you can buy carb-friendly tortillas, put them in the oven, put them in your air fryer, cut them up into little chips, and then you make yourself a whole bag of these keto-friendly chips. So there's no limit to the imagination when it comes to finding ways to eat healthy. Obviously, there's a ton of ways to eat healthy, and you just got to figure out which one fits for you. All right, so here's some good news. I'm going to try and wrap this up as best I can. I want you to know that when I was doing all of this eating correctly and this keto diet and staying active with things I was doing, I wasn't working out. The reason why I didn't work out, I didn't go to the gym one time. Like I said, I was just staying active outside the house, just keeping myself busy. I wasn't doing strenuous exercising, anything like that. The reason why I think I shouldn't have done that is because I would have been replacing muscle while I was losing fat, which I think can be very discouraging. That might be totally wrong, but I'm just telling you what worked for me, okay? So again, to wrap this up, just do it if you want to do it. If you want to be a little bit healthier, if you want to be more active, if you want to lose a whole bunch of weight, then by all means, let it be your idea. So what a lot of people do is they'll go to the doctor, and the doctor says, look, you've got to lose weight. You're not very healthy. You've got this, and this that's working against you. You got to remember something. When you start losing this weight, your body is going to start adapting. You're going to start feeling better, because hopefully you're going to be eating healthier, you're going to be staying active, and you'll have things to help you keep going, okay? You've got to make sure that you have that support base behind you, that positivity. Positivity sounds like such a silly word, but you got to remember, if you don't have it, you're going to be less likely to eat correctly. Are you going to have those cheat days? Sure, you can have the cheat days. I had a cheat day about 2 months into it, and I'm telling you, I'd rather have not had the cheat day, okay? Because that little bit really goes a long way, because you'll start eating it and you'll be like, oh man, I don't feel good at all. And you know, for some people, they need that cheat day. I have people that I've met that said they had to have the cheat day every Sunday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it worked for them. So I'm not going to tell you guys, hey, do exactly what I did. I'm going to say, hey, this is what worked for me, and I really hope this is something that works for you. So again, the first 6 months of doing this keto diet, I lost my 60 pounds, and then I was at 210, and that September 1st, that's when I started to work out and start getting even more active with that strenuous exercise. And so in my next video, I'm going to tell you all about it. So again, hey, thanks for watching. I'm Aaron Runk. Hope this helps get you on the right path. Good luck.